It's Laynie and welcome to my channel. How are you guys doing today? I hope you are doing fantastic. Leave it down below. You know I love hearing from you. Today we have a fun video planned. I'm going to talk about some of my most expensive perfumes in my collection. I don't know if I'm excited or embarrassed to share it. So if you guys enjoy fragrance content, beauty content, and a little bit of lifestyle content sprinkled on top, make sure you click the subscribe button and join the fam. You will not regret it. I will say I am excited to talk about these fragrances because there are some good ones here. So all right, let's get going. So I do want to start out by saying I'm going to save all my Novitus Perfumes fragrances for a separate video. Otherwise, this would be way too long. I always like to keep things real here with you guys. I live a very normal middle class life. I don't want any of you to watch this and think I need to run out and buy all of these fragrances. You do not. You do not. They're fun to talk about. They're fun to sniff. I really do recommend picking up samples first. Spend wisely, okay? So it has taken me several years to get these in my collection. This was not like a recent purchase. These have been over the last few years. I'm going to start out with the one that is cheapest on my little list here. First up, we have Sunset Hour by Goldfield and Banks. I also love to find a good deal. So there are good, reliable discount sites out there, but choose wisely. Be careful, look for reviews online. Don't purchase from like just some random website you've never heard of before because there are a lot of knockoff fragrances out there and you don't want that. The ingredients are not good for you. I found this on Joma Shop and I will be honest, I hear mainly good things from them, but I have heard a couple bad reviews, so I haven't purchased since. If you guys have used Joma Shop, please let me know. Have you always gotten authentic? I do want to hear your thoughts on that. I do believe this fragrance is real. It smells exactly like the real thing, which I have smelled in store. So I have that like comparison to go off of. Sunset Hour has notes of a desert peach, raspberry, cashmerian, mandarin orange, sandalwood, pink pepper, jasmine, ginger, and benzoin. So I did get this on a discount site, which saves a lot of money. I believe if you buy this full price, it's like $168. And I do really enjoy this fragrance. To me, this is kind of summer in a bottle. It's very, very juicy. It's also spicy. I get a lot of that ginger and as well that pink pepper, but I do feel like I pick up more of the ginger. To me, this is a very ginger heavy fragrance, so you gotta like ginger to enjoy Sunset Hour. This is one I've had for probably 3 years now, and I will say when I first got it, it was so weak. I was like, oh man, this doesn't perform. This one has had to sit for a few years and it really has gotten a lot stronger. It projects better. Am I glad to have her? Yes. Am I glad I got a discount? Yes. This is not one I would have been happy with if I bought full price, just because it's not the longest lasting. Definitely when I spend more and then performance isn't great, I do feel a little like jaded about it. So that is Sunset Hour by Goldfield and Banks. She really is pretty. Next up, we have Whittian Almond. Online, it can also go by Rose Almond. I will be honest with you guys, I don't wear this one as much as I thought I would. I do like her, and I love keeping it in my collection because it holds a special place in my heart. I picked this up in Miami on our yearly vacation, and it was my first time getting to go to a niche perfume shop, and so I was so excited to be there. It was such a cool experience, and I knew I wanted to pick something up. Full price, I do believe this sits at around $180. I can't remember if that's what I paid for it. Honestly, it's been several years. I love smelling the niche fragrances, but a lot of them are really too weird for me to add to my collection. They're so fun to smell and experience, but when I add something to my collection, it has to be wearable for my very average normal life. And so that also narrows down the selection when you go to a giant niche shop like Osme. There's so many things in there and so many wild smells. Whittian Almond has almond, plum, peach, raspberry, coconut, pink pepper, mandarin in the top. In the mid, we have tuberose, orchid, honeysuckle, orange blossom, and violet. And then in the base, we have some rich notes: praline, vanilla, benzoin, musk, ambrette, and patchouli. I honestly do feel like the juice color is kind of perfect for this fragrance. It's a little syrupy, but it's also very powdery. There's more powder in here than you would expect. with some of those notes. It must be the violet in here, but something really gives us a very powdery vibe, but it's done in a really pretty feminine way. It does not go baby powder. I'm not a fan of that. To me, this is extremely feminine. It's soft, it's pretty. It really does perform. There's something very smooth and creamy to this fragrance, which is very nice as well. This really is pretty. I don't know why I don't reach for it more. I think it's because it kind of sits at the back top shelf, and so I kind of forget about her. But when I smell it, I'm always like, oh, this is so nice. Again, bought it for the experience, but if I was shopping online, I would definitely look for a discount. She is pretty though. This is Whittian Almond. The next one I have here is M. Micallef Soleil Passion. Look at this bottle, you guys. Wow. I cannot lie. I very much picked this for the bottle. The fragrance is great too, but this bottle is so stunning. I knew she would look so beautiful sitting over there on my shelf. This was another Miami pickup at Osme. And so again, went in there with the idea I'm gonna purchase something. So I had my little fun money set aside for the trip. Smelled around for probably hours. Honestly, whenever I go there, I spend a lot of time. The owner is so great, honestly. Like if you're ever in Miami, stop at the shop. So cool. And I'm smelling around, I've smelled so many things, but again, I am looking for things that I know will fit into my lifestyle. And so as I was doing that, I finally landed on this fragrance. It is not cheap. She sits at full price, $200. This fragrance is very bright and juicy. We have top notes of pomegranate, wild strawberry, and mandarin. Middle notes, water lily, lily of the valley, rose. Base notes, musk, ambergris, and sandalwood. You definitely have to like fruity, musky fragrances. I really put this in the pretty musky category. It's very bright. Again, another sunshine in a bottle. If you can't tell, I am drawn to those type of fragrances. I love things that make me feel happy when I smell them. Like you can't be in a bad mood when you smell it. It is so bright and so juicy. It is a little tart, which isn't always my favorite, but I don't mind it in here. It really matches well with the other notes, but it is kind of that tartness that can kind of hit you in the back of the sinuses on occasion. It does tame down as the fragrance dries down. Also very feminine. This one really is a great high heat fragrance because it's never going to be cloying or too much. It's not overly sweet. It's not overly strong. This really is a great summer fragrance. It's just so intricate and beautiful. I mean, M. Micallef does not skimp when it comes to their bottles. This is M. Micallef Soleil Passion. Next up here we have Ex Nihilo Vesper Glitz. This one is still a stunning bottle, but definitely a little bit more on the compact, a little less artistic side. I will say I loved the outer packaging this came in. It was like a really bright pink. It was really eye-catching and pretty. I do want to throw out a disclaimer here. This one is over my budget, okay? I went a little crazy with this one. My dad always says, first we buy and then we justify, okay? Yes, this is that moment. This Vesper Glitz was really, again, an experience for me. We took our yearly trip down to Kansas City. We used to live in Kansas City and it holds such a special, dear place in my heart. Love Kansas City so much. Went to the very first niche shop Kansas City has had. Such a cool place. H. Bath Perfumer. If you're in Kansas City, check it out. Such a wonderful shop. The owner and I just hit it off. We were just talking about everything, especially motherhood, and I was sniffing my heart out, smelling everything. What I went in thinking I was going to purchase, which was cheaper. I was really interested in the Room 1015 fragrances, which are not that expensive. And then I kept coming back to this Vesper Glitz. Like I kept coming back. I did it. I spent more than I usually do. This is top notes of neroli, mandarin orange, and pink pepper. Middle notes of ylang ylang, jasmine, and mimosa. Base notes vanilla, tonka bean, musk, and cedar. I do feel like the gold accents really are just perfect with this fragrance. It truly is a golden fragrance. It's like molten gold. I cannot believe how classy this is. It is so upper scale and luxurious. This is a very I've got money fragrance, but you're like, I've got money, but I'm approachable. It's just honestly stunning. And this fits like every occasion to me. You could so dress this up. Like this could be wedding fragrance. You could dress it down. I wouldn't feel uncomfortable wearing this to work at all. It's an all year fragrance. I truly believe this will work in any season. Something kind of motherly to it. Like when you hug your mom, it would be like what she smells like. This is something I could see keeping in my fragrance wardrobe for like ever, because I feel like this could walk you through every stage of life, every season, something that would grow with you. And if you were a signature scent person, like this is something that would really be a beautiful signature scent. Definitely smells luxurious, but again, it's still so approachable, which is what I want in my collection. That is Ex Nihilo Vesper Glitz. Love finding a good deal on Mercari, I can't lie. Again, it's another one, be so picky and cautious because there's a lot of fakes out there. This was a brand new launch to 2025. This brand isn't super well known. This is Juicebox. So I did feel comfortable picking her up on Mercari. So on our road trip down to Florida, I did discover a really cool niche shop in Nashville. Oh, it was so cute. But I knew I was going to be shopping along the way on our road trip, and I just was scared to spend too much of my budget. Juicebox Sisters Before Misters. This one was pretty darn expensive. It was $245, but I fell in love with this. Such a fun fragrance. It was based off of the Spice Girls, okay? That is truly the reason why I wanted to buy it. Sisters Before Misters has top notes of lime, blackcurrant, and ginger. In the mid, we have banana, strawberry, lily of the valley, and orris. In the base, we have sugar, milk, sandalwood, and amber. I love all of that, right? Right up my alley. Such a fun and playful fragrance. But I can't lie, another hesitation I had is this is truly a fun juvenile fragrance. I'm sure there are body sprays out there that smell similar. It's just so youthful and fruity and fun and flirty. I love fragrances like that, but again, it was like for $245. I could probably find things out there cheaper. Should I do it? And I was like, no, I better not. But did I go onto Mercari and put it under my saved searches? Yes, I did, in hopes that it would pop up at some point. I never thought it would, and it did. I can't remember what I paid for this, but I'm pretty sure I saved right about $100. Like, it was way marked down. But for saving $100, I was on that fast, you guys. I was like, in cart buying now. You have to like sugary, candy, sweet fragrances. This is not grown woman. This is not classy. This is just totally fun and youthful. I get it though. They were basing it off the Spice Girls. Does it match up with that? Absolutely. It works so well. It's very nostalgic for me. And that is Juicebox Sisters Before Misters. And then my trip to Florida this summer. I knew I wanted to pick something up again in Miami. At this point, it's just kind of like a tradition, going to Osme, checking it out, and picking something up. But my budget was more limited. There was a couple things I really liked. So this year in Miami, I did pick up Xerjoff's Dama Bianca. The bottle is still so cute, but she's teeny tiny, okay? I knew I already loved Dama Bianca. I've had a sample of it, I have had a dupe of it, and I know I love her. To me, this is truly a princess fragrance. Dama Bianca has top notes of kumquat, which is so interesting, and lime, mid notes of violet, iris, lilac, jasmine, and lily of the valley. Base notes of vanilla, malt, white musk, ambrette, sandalwood, and cedar. This is truly just a princess in a bottle. It is so soft and so feminine, but it's also got something that's kind of cheery about it. It's that kumquat and lime in the opening that makes it bright and lifts it up. The florals are in here are so soft and pretty. The vanilla and the sandalwood make it very smooth, but that ambrette and the malt in the base truly make this magical. There is just something about the way they play in this fragrance. There are very affordable dupes out there that are very, very similar. I got the smallest bottle because the smallest bottle was $100. The biggest bottle of this, there's only two sizes, is $330. I was like, oh, no way. When this runs out, I will not repurchase it just because it is so expensive. It was just, again, the experience of being at Osme, wanting to pick something up. I would pick up a dupe of this for sure. I also got my nose on Celeste by Giardini Toscana, and honestly, it's very similar. They're not twins, but there's something about it that definitely gives me a very similar vibe. And honestly, their fragrances are pretty affordable for being niche, so I might pick up Celeste next time so I still get the luxurious experience of saying I bought a niche fragrance, but the price is so much less than Xerjoff. All right, guys, I feel like I just spilled all my dirty secrets. Those are my most expensive fragrances in my collection, besides my Novitus, which I will have in a video for you next week if you want to hear more about that. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Let me know what are the most expensive fragrances you've picked up. All right, I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah! Take care.